Okay, good morning. It's December 24th, and this is my trading from this morning. I'm actually narrating to you right now. I forgot to check my microphone settings this morning, so I have to go back and narrate after the fact. When I turned the computer on, immediately the solar stocks were going, and Andy was calling some out, and I was half asleep, to be honest with you. So first trade of the day was we grabbed some ESLR. The reason I was a little bit confident is I recall many times during the holiday light volume trading sessions, whatever is in favor seems to continue to just go higher on smaller, lighter volume. So I know obviously the solar stocks have been in favor. So just trying to grab some here. I tried to grab more. I think I was trying to get 1,500, but I only got 800 ESLR, as you can see. But nice candle, so I'm starting to offer it out here before we lose that nice candle. I sold 200 there at 14 cents it looks like, and we're offering some more here at 16. Got hit for those as well. So this is so far kind of a textbook trade for me, just moving through highs on good volume, getting hit on the offer as the stock is moving up, because at some point here I'm sure the bid, like it just did there, it can drop pretty fast and it can give you a bit of a scare. So it's always nice to try and get those sales off on the offer as it's moving higher. Some people like to use trailing stops. I think you can leave a lot of money on the table when you do it that way. You just never really know how far something's going to go. So exiting is always your best chance for making your profits. I'm cycling through here looking at some stocks. TSL, I went ahead and jumped into some of this because it was a solar, just 100 shares. But as you'll see later in the video, I think this one wound up being my worst trade of the day. Basically, look at the share size on that TSL. When we go back to it, has only traded about 50 or 60,000 shares for the day. As you can see, ESLR has traded about 343, and we've only been open a few minutes. So on a day like today, December 24th, we're watching volume very, very closely, because you don't have a lot of opportunity, only in the morning pretty much, and then we're going to try and, or we did back off after about an hour and a half worth of trading. So going back to the narration here, looks like ESLR was still pushing through highs. I still had 200 shares. So what I was going to do on that one was just let it run, see what we could get out of it. And this is the TSL. I was sitting in. So I'm cycling through the CSIQ, ESLR. I'm cycling through all of the solar stocks, FSLR, SPWR, making sure that the sector still is relatively strong. CY Semiconductor, Cypress. I hate that stock. It's my nemesis, but I do look at it to make sure it's still participating. Again, look at the 64,000 volume size in this thing. It's pretty light. So I think that's one of the reasons I wound up losing in that trade, is just didn't pay attention to the volume. Here is CSUN, again, China, Sunergy, trying to go participate in the solar sector. And that CSUN, I think, was also a loser for me. In fact, I know it was. Showing you again in TiVo here, no volume in TiVo. Normally 75. Normally I trade that stock all the time with 75,000 shares in that thing earlier. Just not enough. So what I'm doing here is really highlighting the limited opportunities due to the lack of volume and liquidity because of the holiday trading session. And there you can see CSUN was going through, and you can see on my position thing it's going against me. Okay, so back in the CSUN, you see it's going negative on me, and I can't recall when or where I sold it, but it was under $11, I believe. So didn't like it breaking down that ledge at 11. That was one of the two losers. As I said, TSL was my other loser. And I'm looking at TSL. The reason I'm staying in it, I'm calling out that moving average line there. It's been holding its moving average, so I was comfortable in staying at that for the moment. I think I was trying to see CSUN here if it would bounce back up above 11. I was looking for a little flip-flop of the bid to jump back up to 11, as some of these thinner volume stocks might do. And then I realized it wasn't going to happen. We got a 98 offer in there, 90 bid, and I've already gotten out, as you can see. So I took my lumps in that one early. TSL back to this one is my only trade, obviously, on the profit and loss statement there. It's getting close to break, and I know I put a stop in there at I think 67 cents, and I think eventually that's how I do wind up getting out of that trade. Just cycling through again the solar stocks here to make sure that there's still some sector strength. Again, the volume in this TSL is only 108,000 right now, so just not one that you want to be playing around in. You can see hardly not a lot of activity on the time and sales, and then it pops back up and holds its moving average. So I was still comfortable in staying in it, even though I'm still calling out the low volume, and it's keeping me nervous, obviously. I apologize for the audio snafu today. I'm putting in my stop at 65 cents on TSL, just predefining my loss as I do many times, because especially on a thinner volume stock like this, you don't have time to make a decision. It can pull back 20 cents and everybody else is punching out, but if you decide that you want out ahead of time, you put your stop in, the computer system trading platform gets you out on time. You don't have to make that decision and suffer additional losses on a small volume stock like this. So let's see here. It's tough to narrate when you're going back after the fact. I do have some trades for Andy, and we'll be putting some of his trades up here momentarily. But I wanted to obviously chronicle the losses. A lot of people do say they get a lot out of my losses, and so I'm trying to give you my thought process and my reasoning for what I was doing here. You know, everything looked great again, except as for the volume, just no volume going through there. This one's fun, eGov. I wanted to buy this. I had my finger on the button. I was so close to buying it, but can you see what it is? Here's 52-week high. Everything was getting me excited, but there's something that didn't get me in. Anybody guess what it is? No? Okay, well, I've been talking about it all morning. It's the volume. This thing's only done 23,000 shares. There's no volume bars in here relative to even yesterday. So I was real close to buying this thing, and last checklist was look at the volume. I saw no volume. I literally took my hand off the button immediately when I saw that. So, you know, the pattern looked good. It was on 52-week highs. Had there been some good volume in there, I would have been jumping on it. But no volume, no trade. And I think this is getting pretty close to where this damn TSL. A lot of these stocks just don't have the volume, and it's getting later and later. So we're going to pull back here. So with that said, it's only been about an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm done. I'm not going to risk a couple $100 that we made here this morning. We're up 250, and again, as you saw, most of the trades profits were made in the Solars. Essler being one of them. CSIQ, TSL was one of our losses. I'll chronicle that loss for you. And Solar Fun, Solar Fun. Sometimes it's not that fun, but when it pulls back, it's not. But when it goes, it is. Looks like we sold ours right at the top of that range at 50 and 55. So for the moment, I'm still kind of happy on that. That's not to say it's not going to blast through here on low volume, but we played the stocks that were in play with as much volume as we could. Again, I found a few stocks that had no volume, like this eGov. I wanted to buy it earlier, but I showed you there was no volume in it. So, I think that's about it. I think I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day with my family and just call this a little small victory. I know Andy's been doing okay too, so we'll get a couple trades up and let you guys take a look at how today went for us. Have a good day. As far as Wednesday, Thursday, Friday goes, not really sure. I'm going to be trading. Andy's going to be out of town, so don't expect anything. If we don't get any videos out, it's because we're not trading. So if not, we'll see you next week.
Okay, Merry Christmas, everybody. Bought a little Essler here. The solar stocks are once again hot this morning, so I'm going to try to make a quick buck in the early going here, so I don't know what kind of opportunity we're going to have today. Bought 1,000 shares at 80 cents. I'm going to buy some more. Looks like it may try to go through Friday's high of 15.90. So now I have 1,500 shares. And it's right at that level right now, at that 90. Let's hope we can get through there. Should have some momentum if it does. Buying more. And probably going to start selling it pretty quick. I'm just looking to make quick profits today. Sold 1,000 shares. and I'll try to hold on to probably 500. I'm going to sell 500 more and try to hold on to the last 500 here. Like I say, a day like today, a holiday, the action could be really volatile. I mean, we could have some really big moves, some spikes, a lot of wicks. So on a day like today, I look to make my quick money and get out. So I mean, don't sit in it very long, because it can turn against you, especially if it stalls out. I'm just looking for little quick momentums. Take my 100, 200, sometimes $50, and get out. Over a span of a couple hours, that can add up.